What's up guys, Steve here with Fish On. Please shoot me a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and let's see where we're fishing today. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning. Boy, do we have a fun one today, I'm hoping. I am in Fort Collins, Colorado, exploring the Poudre River right in town. You can hear the traffic by me. And funny thing about the Poudre in town is sometimes the fish are bigger, and I don't really know why. Maybe there's a longer growing season here. A lot of the water here is deeper than up the canyon on Highway 14. And maybe it's just a longer growing season and more food, and the water's warmer a lot of the year. It's late October, and we're gonna target in with streamers. That's your classic egg-sucking leech right there. We're gonna get after Poudre River trout in town. Some of the biggest fish I've ever caught out of the Poudre were in town and not up the canyon. The Poudre's never been known for big fish, ever. And I know there's quality ones in there, but the biggest ones I've ever caught have been in town. And I feel like attacking them with a streamer today. Water's cold down here. It obviously stays warm a lot of the year, so this is fun. This ought to be a good time. I got about 90 minutes, which is what's fun about fishing in town. And if I show you one or two decent sized fish, it'll be a blast. If I don't catch any, I can't really make a video, and that sucks because I'm calling myself a coach on this channel. And so, I can't give you guys some tips and techniques streamer fishing and then say I didn't catch a damn thing. So if I catch one or two in my 90 minutes that I've got, it'd be an absolute blast. This should be fun. Okay, so obviously if I see any fish on the surface, I'll go after them, but I just think the streamer is a good play right now. I just do. I think the streamer could be the ticket on a river like this. Just looking for deeper pools, and deeper runs to throw the streamer at them. And we'll start right here and see what can happen. When I'm streamer fishing, I'll say this, I tend to work from upstream to downstream. So upstream is this direction right here. So I'm gonna throw up, strip it back to me, follow the fly with my rod tip so I don't have too much slack on the hook set. That's a key. And once I get downriver a little bit, strip it back. So we're gonna show you a little bit of that. I also might do some where I strip against the current, just straight downstream throw and strip back against, depending on my angle, or if I'm working a pool or something like that with a beaver dam where I can't really strip across. But that's the plan, is we're gonna fish a lot of upriver, cast up, strip it back to me, drift it down, and then bring it back. That's kind of the play when you're fishing a streamer. And another tip, you can wiggle the rod tip some too when you're bringing it back, but keep the rod tip pointed at the streamer for your hook set. I'll show you my technique here with this streamer. Go upstream, let it sink a little bit, keep the rod tip pointed at the fly, and bring it back to me as it swings across. It's working this little run here. It's actually not that fishy, but just wanted to show that. And then also, the other thing you can do is wiggle the rod tip a little bit as you're bringing it back, sort of like this. Just give it a little bit more life as you're stripping. But, work upriver and across, swing it all the way down to about an angle like this, bring it back in. You can also bump it off the bottom and obviously vary your retrieve and obviously do the trick by wiggling the rod tip, but just keep your end of your rod pointed at your streamer as you bring it in, depending on how much weight you have. It's a good tactic for some big fish sometimes. So it's funny how much good water there is. The flows down here, or I should say at least the depth is, deeper than a lot of the main part of the canyon. And like I say, the fish can be bigger. Like this, I got 2 to 3 feet deep run right here, and another good spot to try. Not much for CFS, but as far as like depth, you'll find some deeper water here than up the canyon. Maybe less fish, probably less fish down here than up the canyon, but oftentimes bigger. It's just been my experience. So nothing so far, we're gonna keep after it. So on this fairly new channel I have here, the only time I've shown you exclusive streamer fishing so far is a couple dozen brook trout I landed in the high country on the South Fork of the Michigan River. But we also troll off our drift boat with streamers, articulated streamers. I have also used 7-8 inch articulated streamers, just flashy, gaudy things, and bounced them off the bottom at Miracle Mile and Gray Reef in Wyoming on the North Platte River and done well. And then you have, you know, your woolly buggers and egg sucking leech like I'm trying today. It's just a good tactic. Once you become confident at it, it's a heck of a tactic to catch big fish. A lot of times your personal best, your PB, is going to be on a streamer if you're a trout guy. So it's something you got to consider, especially a day like this where you get these pools and the water's pretty deep, you know, and you don't see any fish, there's none rising, and I got to figure out a way to get them to bite. Maybe a reactionary strike or a territorial strike is my goal today, and the streamer's the tool for that. So if we get just one or two, this will be a fun video. I'll tell you, one of the main things I talk about all the time in this channel is how accuracy, line control, presentation, varying your cadence and presentation, your depth range, all of those things, in my opinion, are usually far more important than what fly, bait, or lure you're using. You know, I haven't had my line pulled yet, but I'm not changing flies. There's not a ton of fish in town in the Poudre River. They're here, but there's not a ton. And I know that this streamer is as good as any nymph or any other play right now. So I'm not changing my fly. That's not the problem. I'm obviously, you know, just got to find them and make sure I have the right presentation and depth range and kind of figure out what they're after with this streamer. I know this streamer will get it done, and the goal today remains one or two fish in the amount of time that I have. And but we're not changing flies necessarily. We're changing those other things, which often is way more important. Guess I haven't talked about my rig yet, but got the Orvis 8.5 foot 5-weight 4-piece, and rocking a floating line with 6-pound leader and tippet. Why 6? Well, I just don't think the line down here scares them. You know, I'm down in town, it's a little bit dirtier water, and there are fish in here that will snap your 4-pound tippet. So I like 6. I would not use 6-pound up the main Poudre Canyon, but 5 to 6 pound, even 4X, is a good way to go down in town. If you get into some of the larger fish, you can break off. You can break off on these trout when you wouldn't break off up in the canyon. So that's my outfit today. The Orvis Clearwater 8.5 foot 5-weight. About a perfect tool for this river right here. It's funny, I'm getting close to the end of this run right here, and this is the kind of run up Poudre Canyon you would almost for sure pull a couple out of here, and I don't have a hit, and I haven't even seen a fish. But the reason you do this is the fish that lives here is probably bigger than a lot up the canyon, and I'm coaching later, and this is just a short, less than a half-day trip. But that's why we're here, working it kind of down. I'm just walking this run, so letting it sink and kind of throwing downstream this time and working against the current coming back. I hardly ever throw and bring it back with the current. That doesn't make sense. But instead of the up and across and down, I'm just kind of bringing it straight to me, but that's fine. If there's any fish facing upriver, they'll see it go by them. Walking here to find another spot. Got me thinking about the best and worst things about having this new channel of mine. I'll start with the worst. The worst is just the Nancy negatives and the keyboard warriors and people that, like, if you catch what you say is a quality fish and they're like, oh no, that's not a big fish, look at this one I caught. But even more than that, I'd say without a doubt, are the people that say YouTubers are ruining Colorado. That is absolute insanity. You don't think that 10 million people that moved here last week from California are ruining Colorado? Do you think it's people fishing and supporting Colorado Parks and Wildlife with conservation dollars? We're the ones actually ruining the state. I think your concern, of course, is that we're ruining your favorite fishing spot, but do you really think I put my favorite fishing spot on YouTube? And isn't that the fun of fishing? Is exploring new places, find a spot that's not crowded, hike into an alpine lake and go 6 miles and get some elevation gain, I guarantee you're alone. So yeah, don't give me the YouTubers fishing are ruining Colorado. Get out and find a new spot. And there's at least 5 spots I can think of off the top of my head that I would not ever put on YouTube or share with anyone, not even my best friend. So, and the best part about it, now to be positive, the best part about it is all the people that have said I helped them catch more fish, and all the people that said I helped their kids catch more fish. And because I have 3 kids that love to fish, and that's the best. That's the best by far. People are asking me to take them fishing now, and I'm not going down that road. I love coaching tennis. That's the passion of my life, is the kids that I coach. But I'm not going down that road, and I'd go out with you guys for free. I meet people in the water and love connecting with them, and I like people, so sometimes you want to get away, but I like connecting with you guys, and I'll fish with you guys for free, so don't worry about that. And besides, I mean, I wouldn't charge anyone to fish with me unless I was a certified guide and, you know, did all the standard stuff to get certified. So, but that's my take on the best and worst of this so far, 7 months in. But yeah, appreciate, recently crossed over 1,000 subscribers, and next stop is 500,000 views. So thank you guys. Running a streamer, a black streamer, through water that looks like this multiple times without a bite. How is that possible? I'm heading back to the truck. The reason I'm gonna make a video out of this day is I want some feedback. I'm curious if you guys have fished this down here. I'm in the area of Timberline Road on the Poudre River, and I walked probably a mile of it. I didn't see a fish. I didn't get a bite. I didn't see a single fish rise, which is not surprising. Coming up on November 1st now, it's late October. But to not get a single hit on a streamer and just to not see a fish, I know sometimes we scare them, but man, I was careful. So to not see a fish the entire day, I'm curious if you guys have done well. I have not been in this area for many, many, many years. It's kind of concerning if there's less fish now than when I used to catch them out of here. And most of the times I've been in town on the Poudre River, I've caught them over off Overland Trail and Taft Hill, kind of LaPorte, Fort Collins. And I know today I probably could have gotten a couple over there, but curious how far east these trout go. Do you ever catch trout out of the Poudre River near Windsor? Or is that kind of the extent of the range where you're too far east and it's too dirty and too hot? But yeah, I'm super curious. This will be the last episode and video probably that I do without flies from the Colorado Fly Angler. Chris, I could have used your help today. Could have used a better looking streamer than just a woolly bugger, I guess, or that egg sucking leech. But check these guys out at coloradoflyangler.com and sign up for their newsletters. He did a newsletter recently announcing our business partnership, and not sound arrogant, but this is the second time I've been skunked in probably 6 months, and maybe the second time I've been skunked in 50 fishing trips. So that's a rare thing for me, but to not see a fish was kind of disturbing. But some of you guys might say you've pulled 2 out of here in the last week. I don't know, but I usually catch fish if there's fish here, and just absolutely nothing today. So yeah, let me know if you guys have fished this. I'm super curious. This will be the first ever video I've ever made when I was skunked, but hey, we're always honest on this channel. And how ironic though, I literally made a joke in the intro about how it'd be awkward to make a video when you get skunked, but it happens to all of us, and that's why I'm gonna make this one. And I need some flies from Colorado Fly Angler. That's what I need. I need to go to coloradoflyangler.com and check out some of his flies and tack this again. But still hope you guys got some information from this and some streamer techniques for this. And not sure where I'm headed next. Might be on the drift boat, might be in Wyoming. We'll see. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll show you fish on the next one, I promise.